2025 product lineup as far as bone breakers, bone openers, covert carry tools. We've got a bunch of different covert carry tools, obviously with Bone Tactical, but these are going to be the newest, new for 2025, and those pertaining to the lineup of bone breakers and bone openers. This has probably been the most popular over recent years, and this particularly is what we've always called the Big Nasty. If you're not familiar with bone breakers and bone openers, they are a extremely devastating, in fact, known now as the world's most effective self-defense tools. They're a force multiplier, keychain, bottle opener, multi-tool, all right? The Big Nasty here, what's new about the Big Nasty for 2025 is it's a lot thicker. Okay, all of them are a lot thicker. We're looking at like a 1/2 inch thick now. And what that does is the thickness helps it stay stable in your hand. So when you hit something, it helps it keep from rolling back and forth like this. All I have to really do is just tighten up my fist, and then it's not gonna roll. It's not gonna be likely to hurt my fingers or anything like that. So the thicker it is, the more effective it is. It's gonna be a little more difficult to carry sometimes, but this is an alloy aluminum. So in this case, it doesn't matter. I wouldn't want an actual brass knuckle made out of something this thick because it would be impossible to carry. It'd be too heavy. And you know, the design of the old brass knuckles, they're pretty much illegal anywhere anyway. So the biggest thing about these is they're legal virtually everywhere in the world to carry because it's a bottle opener. Keychain, which is quick release, as you're seeing, they come with the S-clip. Multi-tool comes with a screwdriver in here. The screwdriver can be inserted in here. You can kind of hold it with your finger like this and do any kind of screwing. The screwdriver use is a secondary use, guys. This is not something you're going to be using as a screwdriver every day. It's emergency situations it can be used as a screwdriver. What's new with the Big Nasty for 2025 is this wrench here. So this wrench here makes it indisputably legal because in some really restrictive areas like Canada, for example, what the law says is anything that completely wraps or surrounds your fingers, all right? So this opening here is a pocket loop. There's another pocket loop here. That does make it legal, the fact that it's open here. It doesn't have your knuckles fully encased. And then this, even though it has the knuckles encased there, it's a bottle opener. So you put your knuckles in there to get leverage on opening bottles. Another point to make it legal. And then now that this is a wrench, you can't even say that it's a finger hole anymore at all, because this is actually has a wrench purpose in this part right here. So we're really just changing the game with these. A lot of people bring these on planes. They bring them through TSA. They take them anywhere in the world without a problem. Of course, anything can be taken from you at any time by TSA. So if you want to know more about how to get stuff like this on planes repeatedly and effectively and never having problems, definitely check out The Real Gray Man Theory. It's a whole playlist I have on my YouTube channel. I will say really quickly, I'm going to talk about, I know everybody wants to hear about the new Kinetic bottle opener. Unfortunately, they're already sold out. I just dropped these on the website, and then, you know, this is the last one I have available right here. The price went up when I had the last few of them, the last several, price went up to $500 a piece. Still didn't slow people down. You know, 150 were made and that's it. They're not gonna, you know, I'm sorry guys, they're available from private collectors now for many times more than that. It's very likely that if you're seeing these now, the only place you can get them from would be like a private collector or a dealer at a, you know, like Blade Show or something like that, some kind of a reseller, and you're expect to pay thousands of dollars now. Sorry guys, but you need to get on the website mailing list if you want to be able to get this stuff when I drop it right away. Okay, so I will discuss that a little bit at the end of the video, but I just wanted to let you guys know it's already sold out, unfortunately. This, I think I've got a couple of these left. Making these one at a time by hand, they take a long time to make, but it's not a limited edition. This is the Vagabond Cigar Punch. Okay, same detail as far as everything what we talked about with the keychain. Okay, it's still keychain capable, so, you know, just remove the keys from it if you need to have it completely held in your hand. The keys on it don't affect it being used at all, but it's a cigar punch, all right? So, of course, you know, the other uses of this is probably pretty apparent. Okay, very comfortable in hand, fills the hand well. But when I pull this out right here, okay, it's all able to be taken apart completely. There's 3 pieces. This is stainless steel, all right? This is bone durantium, world's strongest non-permissive environment material, the world's strongest non-magnetic, non-metallic material, okay? Bone durantium. This is stainless steel, surgical steel. I stick this in here, okay? And it's a cigar punch. I have my cigar, I stick this in the back of it, and the cigar is punched. I can pull this out again and run this through it if tobacco gets caught in there. But for carry purposes, I would stick this in here this way, all right? So it's a blunt and it doesn't bother me unless I want to stick it in there this way, okay? And then what I have here is a pointy, okay, a pointy end, right? So that's just to make it even more effective, or I can just leave it stainless steel, all right? If I am going extreme non-permissive environments, I can take the stainless steel part out completely. Me personally, when I'm carrying it around, I just like to have it set up like this. No sharp edges anywhere, very, smooth, can be floating around on my keys. And it's just a cool detail. I have used this very many times now. This particular one as a cigar punch works great as a cigar punch. It's a lovely cigar punch, and it's just a cool little trinket, in my opinion, and something nice to have, because if I had this in my hand, it's a game changer. Moving right along is the Bone Berserker. What is new about the Bone Berserker, you say? That looks like one of Bone Tactical's oldest bone opener designs, you might say, and you'd be right if you said that, because this is based off of one of my original bone opener designs, very popular item back in the day. The only real difference is the color, all right? Now this is made out of a lot thicker stock, so it's a 1/2 inch thick. Everything we released this year is a 1/2 inch thick. All the new stuff is super crazy thick, like you're seeing. Everything is anodized and everything is aircraft aluminum. Aircraft aluminum is not aluminum, all right? It's an alloy containing aluminum. It's extremely strong, super tough, and it will outlast the life of the user. You'll never break this tool. It has all the same features as pretty much all of them. It has the wrench here, it has the pocket loop there, has the screwdriver in there. Screwdriver can be slipped in here when needed to be used, all right? Quick detach from the keys, bottle opener at the bottom. Like we say, nothing really new other than the Bone Berserker is now a burnt bronze color. It's the first time I've introduced anything in this colorway. I love the color. It's what I'm calling our Bone Tactical Burnt Bronze. It's a little bit different than other burnt bronzes that you may have seen, but it's very similar. It's just a burnt bronze color, and it's an anodized process. Really, the only real difference is, like we discussed, is that it's thicker than the original bone opener, and it's a different color. Still have a few of these available at the time of the making this video, so I will finish out. I know you guys wanted to see the Kinetic Bottle Opener V2. This is it. For those of you who didn't get to see one in person, if you didn't get to buy one, I'm sorry. That is very unfortunate. It is my own proprietary bottle opener design, okay? So this does work very well. It took me a couple times. I actually had to do 2 designs. The first one was just a little too small that I designed right here. Made a couple prototypes, didn't work. I still have those 2 prototypes just floating around. Then I tightened that up right there, and second try, got it right, and just an absolutely beautiful tool. Okay, this is now the V2. So it was the V1 prototype, then the V1. V1 prototype never got seen by anybody but me. This is the V2, so this is the second iteration. The big change here is that it now has a screwdriver bit. The V1 did not have the screwdriver bit. This doesn't have a wrench here, which really isn't necessary. It's a smaller version. It's basically very similar to the Big Nasty, just kind of half the length. So if you want to see them together, right, it's kind of a shorter version of the Big Nasty. It does say bottle opener right on it, so it is pretty easy to take just about anywhere. When somebody asks you what it is, you say, hey, it's a bottle opener. You stick the bottle, bloop. It's also a multi-tool. There's the screwdriver. So, of course, devastatingly effective as a glass breaker. Anytime you want to break some glass. But that's the gist of it, guys. This is the new lineup for 2025, and I really hope you enjoy. The 2025 product lineup as far as bone breakers, bone openers, and that type of covert carry tool from Bone Tactical. Comment below and let me know which one of these is your favorite. Thanks for watching. Bone out.